All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to show number 226. We're glad that you guys and gals stopped in today to hang out with the co-hostess with the most, Diamond Dean.
How y'all doing?
I'm your host, Big Matt. This is the locker room. We're glad that y'all decided to spend a little bit of part of your day. We're going to talk about some college news, and we're going to talk about some high school stuff, and county tournament got finished up. So y'all hang around and come back. Yes. All right, everybody. Welcome back in. We're glad that y'all came by. Plenty to talk about tonight. Local county tournament. Congratulations to Cherokee County Warriors, ladies and gentlemen.
The first time the girls have won it in a while, wasn't it? I think. Congratulations to Coach Brett Weaver.
Yeah.
I think Sandrock won it. I think Sandrock and Spring Garden have won at Summit over the last few years.
Yeah, they played at Jacksonville one time, had a great game down there. I remember a few years ago.
Yeah.
It's a good game. And Center boys take it home. So the first time in several years. So congrats to them too on that. Stayed over there late, got finished up with the media day stuff. So if you want to catch up on any of that with the interviews that we had with the girls, please go by over on our YouTube page here, and you can find all the interviews with all the guys and the girls. First out of the gate, I guess, let's go to the comment section and see where everybody is. Jeff he's back home, by the way.
Oh, he is. I wondered. I saw him on there yesterday.
Yeah, we did a special over on my channel on YouTube, on Facebook too. If you want to check that out, go over there and watch. It's about an hour and a half, and we just did just a lot of Bible study type stuff.
Yeah, it was good.
Kind of topics going on today, and how being accountable, Christian leaders and that type of stuff. So if you like that stuff, go over there and subscribe to my page too over there.
I watched a good bit of it.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Kevin Mord.
Yeah, glad he got to come. I like for him to come over at least once a month.
Yeah, he's good. Good guy too.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, I enjoy him. Today, first off, we can talk about Caitlin Clark news. We're going to talk about some of her scores and stats. And, is she going to be the next phenom for the WNBA? Is she really going to change the things? We're going to talk about spring football, Georgia, Bama, Auburn. Got lots of news. We have live coverage down there from Tuscaloosa and Georgia. Well, Georgia, they ain't quite start yet, but Auburn and Alabama. So we got some news, names to be looking for, and things to be concerned of. Russell Wilson, $39 million will still be owed to him from Denver.
Wow.
And Shaquan Barkley is out at the Giants. They're just looking to move on. I don't know why.
Yeah, I haven't seen it where he signed the last time I checked, but apparently he's done with the Giants.
I don't know, Dean. What?
I
mean, he's in year what? 6?
I think 5 or 6. He's 27.
Yeah, we all know the shelf life of
running backs, not very long, but he had
10 years.
I think he had 1,300 yards this year.
I like him now. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of his.
He's lived up to his billing. He's been hurt some, but that happens.
Yes.
I think he missed 1 year, didn't he? Didn't he pretty much miss one whole year?
I don't even know.
It must be too much to re-sign him. He catches the ball in the backfield good too. So
we're curious about where he's going to land. Russell Wilson was fun to follow in college. Really enjoyed his career, watching him move. You remember, he may have been one of the first guys to move colleges, remember?
Yeah, he did. Went from North Carolina State to Wisconsin. It was a big deal. Did great in Seattle, I thought.
Yeah.
For a long time. He's had some trouble in Denver. And I read that him and Peyton just didn't jihad. So they're looking to get somebody else.
Yeah, is Elway still CEO or whatever?
I think so. Or
John Elway.
John Elway, yeah.
I don't know what the complete idea is with with Russ there.
I hate that for him because he's had a good career. It's got to be tough on him. He's been playing a while now, though, so it's not like he's a.
Yeah, what is the time of?
He's probably gone 10 years or longer. I'm sure, right at it.
Yeah. I don't.
But it's just arm don't seem to be as good, or he don't seem to have as good of receivers. I don't know. He just.
But I mean, he is. He's a little older now.
He is. He's
a little older.
I don't think that nobody's saying he's just terrible, but they just don't want to. They don't want to fool with him. I mean, they don't want to hang on to him.
Yes.
I'm assuming they're going to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, they're going. Yeah, they'll have to. They'll have to get somebody.
Probably a big name. I think they went 7-10, so they're probably up pretty high in the draft order.
Yeah, and they're, let's see, Denver's and they're in the league with
and the Raiders and the Chargers and all that bunch. Yeah.
Titans, Jaguars, Texans, Kansas City. So
yeah, Kansas City.
That's gonna be a hard one to. That's a hard side of the. I mean, their division.
Yeah,
that's probably one. You're gonna have to play Kansas City every year because Kansas City is gonna be favored probably to win it, right?
Probably
every year.
I mean, I wouldn't see how because they definitely wasn't supposed to this year and did. Mahomes to Denver. No, I'm kidding. But nobody thought they would win it this year.
Well,
I don't think.
No, there wasn't a lot of people. Especially as the season went on, they had lost a game here or there, and you've seen a lot of tension building with the players.
Yeah, arguing.
Yeah. But, that arguing, they're just competitive, and these guys want to win, and it shows. It shows how.
It does. It was a good game, the Super Bowl was. Yeah, I thought it could have.
And speaking of.
Gone either way.
Arguing and fighting on the court, and what did you think about we just watched that?
Well, I thought it was normal at first, but I thought the girl that come up and just knocked her down was a good little. And I like that girl, that Cardoza that plays for South Carolina, but she just kind of come out of nowhere and pushed that girl completely down.
Yeah,
it was kind of contained up until that, and then that kind of broke things out.
It had been that way. If you watched most of the game, I went back and watched highlights. There were several moments of cheapiness. Of them pushing on each other, and the game wound up being 79-72. South Carolina girls take care of business, number 1 over number 2 LSU. Full FULWILLY. I guess the girl had 24 points for South Carolina.
I think South Carolina's like 67-1 in their last 2 years. That's ridiculous. And their one loss, I think, came to LSU.
Oh, I see now.
No, I may be wrong on that. I think Iowa beat them, Matt. I'm sorry. I think Caitlin Clark and Iowa beat South Carolina in the Final Four, I'm wanting to say.
Now, what about the POA girl? She had one that fell and hit her head hard back on the court last night when I was playing Ole Miss.
You heard anything much?
Yeah, she's out. She's okay.
Okay.
She didn't just had a concussion, bumped her head. The LSU wins the game 76-67. And she just kind of got charged in the lane, and boom, her head bumps the floor real hard.
Girls basketball, the most watched now that it's ever been.
Yes, tell us about the unsung hero of girls college basketball. Caitlin Clark passes Pistol Pete.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of this more views of girls basketball. Some of it has to do with LSU and South Carolina, but a lot of it has to do with Caitlin Clark. Yeah, and like Matt said, she passed Pistol Pete.
Yeah,
3,700 points in her career.
She averaged what now? She never scored under.
She's never averaged less than 26.5.
I don't care if you a frog with wings, boy, girl. That's crazy.
And she averages 32 this year. Matt telling Matt we were talking about before 500 threes. 86% from the line. I think she's she's exciting to watch. Now these other girls are good, but she's like a generational player.
Well, we're talking about
she shoots long threes,
possibly the best. Well,
I mean, I guess she's the best college girls player ever. I mean, some will argue and say she's not, but how can you say she's not?
I'd say she may be the best college player ever, boy or girl.
And she's probably close.
I mean, yeah. Could you argue for that? If somebody pulled that argument up on me, I would just be like, well.
I mean, I don't see how you could deny it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But you know who's considered the best boys player ever is Kareem.
Sure.
But her assists, she averages 8 or 9 assists a game.
Yeah, she makes people around her better too. So I mean,
she's a leading scorer. She's just she's a marvel. I enjoy watching her.
Yeah, a lot of people have. I think it's drawn people. Well, I mean, their crowds have been sellouts.
No, I know.
Ever since.
I know. Well, I like watching those 3 teams: LSU, South Carolina, and Iowa.
Yeah.
But now, as far as a player goes, she's pretty exciting. And a lot of it's the long threes, and she just don't look the part. You don't look at her and say, this girl's going to score 40.
But
she does.
But tell them about what her other activities on the court. What do you think about that?
She kind of,
LeBron Jr.
She's a go-getter on the court. I mean, she taunts a little bit, and she
flops a lot.
And
I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, a lot of players do it, but she's the most. She's the most.
She's in the eyeballs of a lot of media, and while you're in the eyeballs of a lot of media, the same way LeBron is, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get attention,
right?
More
negative,
yeah. The same thing with I always bring this up. If you're a preacher's kid.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go to town. If you get caught up at the store just over in the beer section getting some peanuts.
Yeah.
He's a drunk. Get him out of here. His daddy's sorry. His mom ain't worth a crap.
Daddy can't control his family.
Yeah, get that guy out of here.
He's 26.
Put him on a pole. Run him out of town. You know, I used to run people out on poles.
I saw that. No Brother, Where Art Thou?
That was a real thing.
Yes, I did see that.
So she's handled it fairly, I guess, pretty good, considering the magnification that she's under, right?
Yeah. Well, last year she did all that ring stuff to the crowd, and that made the LSU girls mad. And when they beat them in the finals, they did that to her.
Yeah, that's what
made a big deal. But she handled it well, and I think her and LSU players are on good terms. I know LSU's best player, Angel Reese, congratulated her. I mean, there's a lot of respect for them as players. They may talk that trash.
You're supposed to. It's competitive. I mean, what's wrong with? We talked about this last week.
But like she come on, said Caitlin's a great player. I'm glad she broke the scoring record.
That's better PR. And you could, in your own privacy, have a dislike for her. It's not personal. It's athletically, because you want to dominate them.
You hate playing against her.
You want to beat them, right? You want to win.
And she's keeping you from it. Or, well, she didn't keep them from it, but she came close to keeping them from it.
Yes. So that's girls basketball news. It's been kind of hot and fiery right now. The boys are kind of getting wound up. Alabama basketball has decided to they're just going to move their team to play chess or something. Obviously, they're not going to play basketball. Dane, tell us what's going on with Alabama and Auburn basketball.
Alabama. All right, let me get my look at that. Well, Alabama won yesterday, 92-88, beat Arkansas. Overtime.
Why?
They've not been playing well lately.
No, they lost to Auburn. They just give it up. They just give up the ghost.
Well, let's go over all this quick. We don't have to be quick about it. We can talk about it. Mm-hmm. But now Alabama will probably move to 15. But top 10, Houston beats Kansas by 30.
And this is their first year in the league, in the conference. Houston's
by 30.
This is I just can't believe that.
They're number 1.
Yeah.
UConn beats Providence by 14. I don't think that shocked anybody. Purdue, 78-70 over Wisconsin. Their big man had 25. Tennessee loses to Kentucky
Watch that game.
Home.
Watch that game.
What about Shepherd, 27? 7-3. Of course, Connect had 40. What did you think about the game? I thought Connect shot too much.
Yes. But on the other side, Kentucky, man, Calipari, he looked, Cal looked ready.
Yeah, they were.
As a coach, he looked prepared as a coach. He looked like he had the guys ready. You know, you play that top of the key stuff, nearly like a pick and roll. Well, they run this play. It's hard to say it. They run like a pick and roll on the left side, and on the right, the guy rolls off the pick, goes a lane. He'll roll out in the corner for a three, and then the other side guy cuts in on the lane. Tennessee does that a lot, and they're usually really successful with that. Tennessee stopped it. I mean,
Kentucky
stopped it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it messed up their mojo, and Tennessee was like, "Well, I don't know what to do." Then they wanted to shoot and try to shoot too much.
Right.
That's how they. I think that's how they tried to adjust out of that situation, and it didn't work out for them.
Well, no, they 36 threes. They shot 36, hit 12, but Kentucky hit 15 out of 29.
They tried to make a comeback.
They did. And the only thing that kept them in is Kentucky kept turning the ball over. But Shepard and Reeves, 27 apiece, connect 40. Number 5, Arizona loses to USC 65-78.
Surprising.
Yeah, very. Iowa State loses to K-State 65-58. Carolina, number 7, beats number 9 Duke 84-79.
I watched some of them too.
Cormac Ryan, 31 points. They're two big guys. The two most popular players for North Carolina had 9 apiece. So they got some other guys stepping up. They're going to be hard to beat.
I think it's just how the ball bounced that night, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just kind of how sometimes you don't get the boards that you get, and the big guys are getting those putback points because a lot of you big guys usually are putback points, right?
A lot of them.
And Carolina and Duke, they have those type of guys that can stop that, right? I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah, 84-79. That was a good one. Marquette beats Xavier 86-80. They're number 8. Creighton beats Villanova. There's Creighton still hanging around.
Well, don't be surprised now.
Gonzaga, I don't understand why they're not ranked higher.
What are they doing?
They're ranked number 20, and they beat Kentucky, and they're 24-6.
Why
are they ranked? So, Matt, here's a prediction. Bama won 92-88, Auburn 92-78. Here's the predictions for this week. I read this. This is not mine. Houston, UConn, Purdue, still the top 3. North Carolina will move into 4. Tennessee 5, Marquette 6, Creighton 7. Arizona will drop to 8. Illinois, if they win, which they're predicted to, will move to 9. Kentucky will move into the top 10. Duke will drop to 11. Iowa State will drop to 12. Auburn will not move.
No.
Baylor 14, Alabama 15, going into the last week of the tournament. Well, not the March Madness, the SEC tournament. So what do you think about the SEC tournament? You got Auburn, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama. I mean, who's going to win this thing?
I don't know.
Mississippi State's got a good. Florida's got a good team.
I don't know who's going to show up. Who's not going to crap the bed and whine about something, or is Bama going to play defense? Can Auburn put together a complete game? Play a full one. If they play good first, they'll miss in the second, or if they start slow, they try to finish hard and then they come up short. I don't know.
Let me see what
I'm not sure who's. I don't know how it's going to come out.
Let me see what the setup is. SEC tournament bracket.
If Bama don't decide that it's just become how it is, the basketball in general.
Bama's just going to shoot those threes.
Yes, I mean, it's just about everybody. You're going to live by them or die by them. And
that's what Kentucky and Tennessee did yesterday. I mean, Kentucky shot 29, Tennessee shot 36. I didn't even know. All right, here's some good matchups. Of course, you got your early game matchups on Wednesday, but some later Florida has to play the winner of Missouri and Georgia. Ole Miss and A&M, that may be a good game. LSU, Mississippi State. Tennessee plays the winner of that LSU, Mississippi State. Now, listen to this, Matt. Auburn plays the winner of the South Carolina, more than likely Arkansas game.
Yeah.
Kentucky plays the winner of the Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Alabama plays the winner of Florida and Georgia, more than likely. So what do you think about that? They've got it set up for Alabama, Kentucky, Auburn, and Tennessee to be the top. What do you think about this possible South Carolina Auburn matchup on Friday?
We're going to have to – I just want to see them play.
I mean,
I just don't – it's just so – I know I'm trying to – we try to do a media show and, we're trying to give news. It's hard to have and we're just being honest. We could come on here and I could make up a bunch of crap and say a bunch of big words like a lot of people do on their shows.
Mm-hmm.
They're so undecided on how they play from game to game. Well, it's just very questionable.
If you go by expert picks, on Friday, you'll have Tennessee at Mississippi State, South Carolina at Auburn. That's 2 ranked teams, or South Carolina versus Auburn, Kentucky and A&M, and Alabama and Florida. All right.
And Florida's proved they can already beat them.
Right? Matt, I'd have to go with – would you have picked Florida in that? I mean, I don't know.
Who knows?
And South Carolina can beat Auburn. I think Tennessee and Kentucky will be okay.
It depends on what team shows up.
So that's on paper, that's your possible big day on Friday. Tennessee versus Mississippi State, South Carolina, Auburn, which will be the game of the day, along with Alabama and Florida. That's an even matchup to me. Don't you think?
Yeah, it is very.
And all these are on neutral courts, so.
The only girls' ranked matchups tomorrow is Kansas State versus Texas for tomorrow.
Then if Alabama does get by Florida, then they're going to play Kentucky. So, and if Auburn gets by South Carolina, they're going to more than likely have to play Tennessee.
Yeah.
So Tennessee and Kentucky have the best draw, obviously, because they're 1 and 2.
Yes.
But I don't know. That's some good matchups there.
I'm very curious to see.
Okay, let me ask you.
How they play.
Let me ask you one question. If Alabama does go out in the first round, is there a possibility of them getting left out of the big show? I don't think so, but is it possible?
It depends on how they play. I mean, if they want to be there and they come out there and try to play, then yeah. But I mean, if they just keep acting like they've been,
well, what's their record right
like they've been the spoiled kids at the table, then what?
Alabama basketball. Well, they won yesterday, so they are 22-10. Guys, I'm telling you now, they probably need to beat Florida.
Yes, definitely.
If they're 22-11, they could be on that bubble and them say, "No, forget them."
Yep.
Because they always, and you know this,
they've done it before.
They always do somebody wrong every year.
And I'm not. And if you say they usually knock Bama out of it, it's a lot of times it is them. I've seen it happen a couple of years ago. I remember when Marcus and him was in school, and
I mean, it could be.
I think I took him over to Dakotas,
Yeah,
and Mr. Bo was sitting there watching them, and Bama didn't make it. They moved them out.
Well, see, they're going to be 22-11.
Went to the NAIA tournament, or
Yeah. Now Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee are in. That's a no-brainer. But 22, they're teetering on that line. If they lose, they're going to be 22-11.
I don't like it.
I think they'll put them in personally.
Yeah,
but it's flirting with disaster.
They better just win the game. Just make it a lot easier decision. That's some college basketball winding up into getting us into the middle of March, and we'll have some more.
One more thing, man.
Yeah.
If it ends today, you're going to have Houston, UConn, Purdue, and North Carolina.
They're good.
Be your 4 number ones.
Yeah, so, they're worthy.
Yeah.
Houston, we had Houston going. I had them going a long ways last year in the brackets we made. And when it gets bracket time, I'll do another break and I'll go on ESPN and make one for Locker Room Sports. And
I don't know. They may make that Final Four this year. They may. He's done it. I think they're for real. They've always been for real, but I think they're more.
I would have them in a Elite Eight.
Yeah,
right now.
At least.
I've only seen them play a partial game this year. Obviously, dude. I mean, they're doing it. Obviously, Houston's got a good team.
Yes. That'd be interesting.
other news, Dean. I know you're interested in this one. He called me the other night late, so I was so excited about this. And
What?
July 20th on Netflix. Iron Mike Tyson
I have been interested in that.
versus Jake Paul.
What do you think about that?
Well, at first, it's just it's a money grab, I guess. You know, like when him and Roy Jones Jr. fought last year, they raised a bunch of money and give it all away to like kids cancer research, kids hospital, or something like that. So that's probably how I see it right up front. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, July 20th, Netflix, and I'm definitely going to watch.
Oh gosh, who would?
I mean, who's not going to watch
Who
that?
would?
Especially if you're anybody age, because we're talking about a 27-year-old and a 57-year-old.
Let's be a dumb comment, but Paul will beat him, won't he?
Absolutely not. I don't know how he could. Why would he? Tell me why he would.
Oh, I don't know. I just thought he was the foremost.
Well, I mean, but
so you don't think he has no chance against Tyson?
no.
Okay. How did he do against Roy Jones?
Hey, Mike.
No, yeah, Mike.
Great.
Oh, okay.
And Roy Jones after the fight said he still got it.
Okay.
I'm not. I was not ready where Mike is.
No. Well,
he patted him like this is the
goat.
guy. He's the guy. I was good in my weight class, and Roy Jones Jr. is a fantastic boxer, and I enjoyed watching him.
He was.
But Mike Tyson he's Mike Tyson, man. I mean, it's Iron Mike. He's the youngest heavyweight champ ever, and you deep boxer history people, you can go in here and comment and deep dive into saying
he's arguably the greatest.
Well, when he come through, Matt, there wasn't a lot of great champs. The older guys had kind of come to the end of their careers. So was Mike really great? He kind of walked through some fighters. Look, man, he beat who was in front of him, and not just beat them, but knocked them out of their shoes.
I mean, he beat Michael Spinks and Burbick and Larry Holmes. I mean, he beat a lot more people than that. But
yeah,
beat Holyfield. Did he ever beat Holyfield? Earlier, hadn't he?
Well, he beat his ear.
Well, yeah, no, that was after he.
See, once Cuss died,
yeah,
he couldn't do it. It just mentally, Mike was done.
I don't know if he beat Holyfield or not. That's a good question.
No, I don't think he ever did.
I
think they just fought, which that was supposed to be in the fight.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be him and Holyfield this summer, but Evander's just.
Which I think they're okay with each other now.
Yeah. He's been on Tyson's Hot Boxing podcast. I watch it pretty regular. I like his guest.
I think Tyson even jokes about it.
Yeah. He's got a CBD edibles. It's called ear bites, and their little ears with bites off of them. They're like edible gummies.
How tough as a guy is Tyson and Holyfield for taking it? I mean, that had to hurt.
Yeah, it hurt. Oof.
And what kind of bite reflex? I mean, that's like Jaws. I mean,
I don't see. Look, Jake Paul has fought like some basketball player guy, some YouTube celebrity, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's never fought look, Jake Paul, he watches our show.
Give me his background.
He's just a YouTube famous guy. Period. He used to set himself on fire.
See, he's not a UFC guy.
No.
See, I thought this guy had a few fights.
No.
Well, he's going to get smoked.
Yeah, he's had some fights against just nobodies.
Okay, well, I misunderstood. I thought he was pretty good at his craft.
No, his brother Logan is in the WWE.
Okay.
He wrestles and stuff. I think he's the younger. Okay. But anyway, Marcus knows more. It's more that 20, 25-year-old generation. All those people
it's just a publicity stunt.
Pretty much. I think they're trying to raise some money. But Jake, if you're listening, we know he watches the show regularly. He's a locker room sports talk. Big fan. I don't want to
make him mad, though.
No, but please, Stephen A. said it best. Pretty pleased with sugar on top. Please fight somebody. If you want us to take you serious as a boxer, he walks around about 200 or 205. Mm-hmm. Great shape. Phenomenal looking guy. He is coordinated. He's not I don't think he's a bum. But please fight somebody that's at least a lower. We're not like, you don't have to fight like Alvarez or Kamala or somebody, but fight a boxer that's at least been in the ranks.
Right.
Not a 57-year-old
guy that hadn't boxed in
30 years.
Yeah. Close to it.
25 at least.
25 at least. Not regular. I mean, he may have sparred and
just
stuff
please,
like that.
Jake, make a little money on this fight, and that's what they do. I dig it. But please, next year after this, immediately schedule. Go find somebody get on a card. Enough with the clicks and enough with the subscribers. And he's got a little podcast show, and him and his buddies do. And let's just move on and grow up from that. You're getting closer to 30. If you want to be remembered as not a paper champ by people my age or more that know who boxers really are, you're not a boxer.
I can't believe how far boxing sunk.
There's just no market for it. People, they stopped marketing it.
You know, I watched the old gangster movie. It took place in the 30s, and that was the main sport. All these guys were betting on it. They were throwing fights. The mob controlled it, but that was the main. That was it. It wasn't football, wasn't basketball, even baseball. It was boxing.
Yeah.
And that, of course, that's in the 1930s.
Now, I may be wrong. Now, I will say this. Dean, anybody can get caught looking. And Jake could slip one on Mike, and he could. I mean, you take a glove upside the head.
You know Buster Douglas did.
Yeah, you take a 12-ounce glove and pop that jaw, you go to sleep. The best of them has hit the mat.
Hey, and Ty Davis, which he's not watching, I don't think, but we watched Michael Moore beat George Foreman to death one night, and George Foreman knocked him out. He comes. I mean, he just one shot, he's done. I'm like, what? What just happened?
Foreman's different, man. He's that old school.
I mean, we're sitting there and like, Moore's got him. He won that round. He won that round. Back then, boxing was. We're talking about 95, 96. Yeah. It's like Moore's got him that round. I mean, we were watching it seriously.
Yeah.
His name was Michael Moore, but there was an R on the end of it, like Moorer.
Yeah.
And he was good.
Yeah.
And
I remember him coming through.
We got to like round 10, and they're sitting there, and next thing I know, Moore's on the ground. I'm like, what?
Foreman's head is hard as concrete. This guy fought Muhammad Ali, remember?
Yeah.
And in the jungle in Africa. And then they fought for like rounds and rounds. It was like 100 degrees. And the Thriller in Manila. I mean, you know, these guys that fought in the 70s and from the guy that Ali chased for so long, Joe Frazier. Frazier and the
Ken Norton.
All the old fights and overseas. And it's kind of different.
I know. The Spinks. You had the Spinks brothers.
No, I'm a who was the
Larry Holmes.
Well, I nearly said his name. I was always a big fan of him.
Sugar Ray.
Watching him. No, it's been so long. It tells you how long I can't remember his name. How long it's been since I've been watching the British guy.
Oh, Lewis. Lennox.
Yeah, Lennox.
Oh,
Lewis.
He was fantastic.
That was my guy. Really, really enjoyed watching him box.
From what I've now,
real boxer.
Somebody's gonna say, "Well, he didn't fight nobody," but I think as far as not having any trouble with his opponents, he may be the greatest ever.
Lennox.
I mean, I think he lost one fight, but then he comes and's like, "I'll fight him again because I didn't train." And he fought him again and beat him. So he beat everybody he ever boxed.
Big Lennox Lewis fan. So I don't know who y'all pick in the comment section. Give it up for.
I like boxing.
Whoever you think may, is if they're really gonna fight. Tyson is old, but Jake better get him pretty quick.
He's vicious, Mike Tyson.
It's Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of the sparring videos he's done?
Yeah.
Have you seen some of them for real?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, he hits hard.
Oh, he's a man.
You see his feet, how he moves his hips and he's turning his feet. He is. I'm just telling you, Jake Paul, and he knows. Jake's not stupid. Now, he may be dumb, but he ain't stupid.
Now, I felt bad for Allen on The Hangover because he had to take a punch from him. You remember that movie?
Yeah, yeah.
He hit him.
Yeah.
But, technically that's fiction. He can't just go around hitting people.
No.
That's like having a weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's got big hands.
Yeah.
He's.
I mean, that might be a felony if he pops somebody.
Yeah. His hands and feet are bigger than, because he ain't like 6 foot tall. Now, Mike's not some.
Oh, I didn't even think he was that tall.
Yeah, I mean, 5'10". He may be 5'10" for sure now, and just in his age.
Yeah,
but his hands are big. He had big feet, and he's brutal. And his peekaboo style was hard to learn. That's what gave him an advantage, I think, because it was an old school type boxing.
Mm-hmm. He just knocked them out.
Man, he could hit hard.
That would be a good debate. Who was greater, him or Ali? We don't.
He says Ali, and Ali says
Tyson says Ali.
Ali says he thinks Mike is. He says, before he got sick bad where he could talk.
Are they definitely 1 and 2?
Man, you got to go back. Now I'm gonna go.
You got to go these lightweights too.
Well, I mean, heavyweights. Yeah,
Yeah, you had Joe Lewis.
I think you have to do it by
Jack
class.
Johnson. Yeah,
you nearly have to.
You can't just say he's the greatest.
Yeah, because Ali never would have fought like Sugar Ray's or somebody that fought midweight classes or something.
Right. Now, Sugar Ray was great.
But Jack Dempsey's and those old guys, that built, turned it into what it is, a business.
Right.
Joe Frazier, which we've talked about, him and Ali is what turned it into a business.
Yeah, Joe Frazier.
Smoking Joe. Jolting Joe.
Jolting Joe. Or Smoking Joe.
Yeah,
all kinds. They have the
both.
500 nicknames.
Yeah.
The best nickname I ever heard was the facelifter.
Who was that?
His name was Louis Monaco, and it was me and Manny and them were watching it.
Or something.
And Louis, the facelifter Monaco, and his record was like 15-11.
I bet he was in a mob.
Which ain't bad.
You think so? Was he in a mob?
No, he was African American. But you could still be in the mob. If you watch Goodfellas, there was an African American in there. He wasn't in the family, but he was associated with them because that was the first one they killed because
he's one of the hitman.
I mean, I don't. So, if you watch American Gangster, that's
Dane's Jake Paul crew, Jake Paul all the way. I got Tyson, but I don't. It's gonna be fun. Tune in and.
Did Butterbean pass away?
No, he's got with DDP, the ex-retired wrestler. He's got with him, and he's working on his diet, working on his self, working on his mental self, and DDP yoga. I mean, seriously, type in DDP yoga. He brought Scott Hall, the wrestler, the old NWO guy, Razor Ramon. He brought him back from the dead. He was in a bad pill place, couldn't move, right in his house all the time, terrible shape. He got him up and got him working and got him healthy again. Then he did die. But his last couple of years, he was really healthy. So, no, he's not dead.
Good.
But he's been unhealthy.
His marvelous Marvin Hagler was pretty good, but
yep, I remember him watching him. Yeah.
Hitman Hearns, I remember him. That was a good nickname, Thomas the Hitman Hearns. And there was one more real good one.
I love the basketball name, Daryl Dawkins.
Chocolate Thunder.
Yes.
Or Sexual Chocolate. No, not Sexual. Chocolate Thunder.
That's the greatest name ever.
That's pretty good.
Those tall, he wore them socks up to his knees.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good. He was good. Now, I think that gets left out. All he's known for is busting a blackboard. I think he was pretty good, though.
Yeah, nice man. Gervin.
No, he was really good.
See, then y'all know.
He scored more points than Caitlin Clark.
Y'all kids, y'all don't know. Y'all go look up Iceman Gervin.
George.
Dr. J's, those young years.
He created the finger roll.
Dr. J, yes. I mean, just need to go see it.
I don't even know if anybody does the finger roll, but he did.
Boy, he made it. Yeah, he's good. So that's some kick around the table news. Spring football clocks, of course, sprung forward today.
Yeah, and how do you feel about that this early?
I need to leave it alone. Just stop moving the clocks.
But I mean, are you okay with it going back to daylight savings time this early
in the year?
Yeah, of course, most people are.
Yeah, I don't care. Just stop moving it. Just stop.
There's talk of it.
Stop it.
But there's always been talk of it. But how hard is it to do?
You got to go to Congress. I mean, it's like a
why?
I don't know. It only had to do with farming and those type things. So let's leave that alone and let's move on. It's spring. Football is here. We'll start off with Georgia.
Georgia Bulldogs.
They're going to get started up pretty quickly. Lovett and Ra Thomas. These are some names. Now, this is their names to be on the list and guys that you want to be looking for. We have
they're back, huh?
We got direct access right over here at Athens. I got news straight from the sidelines.
They're good.
Anthony Evans, the Aaron Smith guy. There's some guys that's going to be playing, and of course they're ace in the hole. Guys, Georgia's going to be good on offense.
Very.
I don't think y'all already know what's.
So they got ATN back. or ATN now.
Yes, Trevor Etienne. They say he's kind of like a Swift, like he was at Georgia.
I thought Swift was very good.
Very comparable to him. Georgia has 76% of their offense back.
Oh my gosh!
But the pieces missing. Here was the question: those pieces that are missing from Bowers and McCankey.
That's two big pieces.
Can they? Some dogs podcast. Now, don't shoot me. I'm not the messenger. This is Locker Room Sports Talk. Make sure you subscribe while you're here on the channel. Help us hit 500 by first of the month, please. Hit the subscribe button. There are 5,000 people on Facebook, and we can't even get 500 on YouTube. Why?
Nobody watches it. I guess.
I have 5,000 people.
I mean, I see people watching YouTube all the time. So
the pictures I put up of Spring Garden, Coach Rat sitting on the sideline, 38,000 people.
Just subscribe.
Come by that picture. 38,000 people come by that picture. That picture of the boy at Valley Head doing the squat, 21,000 today.
21,000.
Then can we get 500 on YouTube? YouTube's just hard. It's a whole nother animal. Anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
It's different. 76% of their offense is back. Georgia's offense is going to be very potent. But now this guy said, don't shoot me again, the messenger. This is from the film guy. Georgia's offense is going to be better this year. Now, these are from guys that are dog talking. They live in Athens. They talk Georgia like we do.
It's hard to believe.
We may do all the SEC teams through the summer.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They just do Georgia.
Oh.
And they're saying, hey.
Well, you got an experienced back. You got good receivers. You don't have your main two, but you still got good ones. Lovett was good last year. Dylan
Bell. This guy is playing there. It's going to be good. Look for him to have a great spring. Colby Young is a big guy, huge guy that transferred in from Miami. Look for him to add to it. Also, is Stockton, is he developing? That was a question that was posed. I like that question because, what if your guy goes out?
Yeah. You got a good backup now in Stockton. Vandergrift's gone.
Yeah.
He's probably more than likely going to be Kentucky's quarterback. He should be. And so Stockton, I mean, as an Alabama fan, I hope he's not, but I'm sure he is.
We hope he's not developing at all.
I mean,
I like
which I was wrong last year, but Daniels went out and I was like, oh, good gosh, here comes Nussmeier. He's great.
But he was good.
He's not as good as Daniels. But
no. So we're looking, is Stockton going to be developing in the spring? These are things to look for as Georgia fans.
Maybe the top backup in the conference.
Yeah. Where's their defensive back room at?
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
They're going to start the 12th, which is Tuesday. Georgia will start Tuesday practice. And their practices will be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So we'll have sideline reporters down there 3 days a week, and we're going to bring in you great coverage right here, Locker Room Sports.
Yeah, we got some guys going there now. I got a message from one.
April the 13th will be their G-Day, Dean. If you want to go to Athens, we may go over there instead of going to Tuscaloosa because you ain't going to be able to get in Tuscaloosa.
No.
You want to go to Athens April 13th? You'd have a better seat probably.
Oh, yeah. You're not getting into, not with DeBoer. DeBoer's the most famous man in Alabama right now.
Speaking of, good segue, Alabama.
How's it going? They've already practiced.
April the 8th to the 17th, the Tide's going to play their A-Day game. April the 13th.
Yeah, we ain't going to that. We decided that.
Watch it here. I can go get a gallon of Milo's tea and make hamburgers right here at the house.
And it starts at what, 12? No, 2. 1.
I think it's 2. It's 2. I think it was 3.
It's not like college football season, 11, 3:30, 2:30.
Everybody's so curious. So watching the film, we had some people down there on the practice field because he has opened it for the media. Georgia is, you may get somebody to go cover. We're going to get somebody to cover, but there's no video.
I figure they would.
There's no video at Georgia.
Well, we got drones and everything.
Yeah, we're going to have something. Y'all hang around here. And before I get to Bama, I got a gripe, Dean. Let me gripe.
All right, gripe.
Do you remember back about 5 weeks ago having a conversation, and I said, Let me tell you why Saban left. This person told me because they talked to this ex-coach at Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Saban was sick of the kids and how they acted.
Yes,
he brought
sir.
in a financial advisor to talk to him before the Rose Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
After the Rose Bowl, 18 players decided they were leaving. They did not want to put up with it. They were looking for a bag. And didn't I tell you that?
And this came out now. That's 100%.
On the life of anybody, I'm telling you, I got the news from it come through an ex-Alabama coach right here. I reported this 5 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now this week, 27,000 viewers, 72,000 views on this channel. Breaking Saban retired because of this.
Something about behavior too, wasn't it?
It's what I reported. I done broke this a month ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's broke now big time.
But why, dude? I broke it a month ago.
Something about, did you hear something about throwing helmets?
Yes. They showed their butt.
After they lost. I had no idea.
Well,
but that wasn't all of it. A lot of it was what you see.
The news was he brought in the advisor after the game when they lost. They didn't want to hear none of that crap. They want their money. Coach, we just want to know when we come back next year, are we playing? And how much money are you going to pay me? I quoted on the video. I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah.
Saban,
you did.
Saban said he was so mad he couldn't even talk or swallow. He was so mad. I can't believe this is what this game that I love has come to. I've been fooling with this since the 50s.
Then you give it up later that week.
Yeah. We knew most people that had any sense of following kind of felt like this NIL stuff has changed a lot. The portal stuff has changed a lot. But here, that's me. I'm done griping. I broke the story 5 weeks before anybody did. And they're getting thousands, 100,000 views. And mine's got like 100. If you don't subscribe to and know.
Well, he just didn't want to fight it.
Did I get lucky and catch this story? Maybe. But I have a lot of stuff that we do that we break stuff that happens way before any of these other people tell it. I don't know why. Sometimes we get lucky, sometimes not. But I'm standing on business right here. I think we have a good show. This is 5 years of doing it.
Uh-huh.
You got to subscribe to this channel and share it to people. And if you don't just believe in us, but you just like sports news in general, it's here.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, we have fun. Yes, we joke about Paul and Tyson fighting. Yes, we're talking about news from Russell Wilson, but still
we
sports
kid a lot.
news.
Now, we don't have nobody going with drones going over Georgia's
of course
practice.
Not. But I just can't understand that. So
I actually, and I hope you don't take this wrong, I thought that I bought that, but I thought it also might be, that Alabama looked bad early in the year. And I thought
that look on his face at South Florida,
he kind of got them turned around. I thought he might be like, this is a great time to get out.
One of the shows we did that week, the thumbnail on the video was the picture of Saban with his head down at South Florida. We talked about it. You said, man, they just don't look fired up. And
they look good all year, really.
Something's going on.
And they nearly won they would have won a national championship. They
didn't look together.
Yeah.
They look kind of mamby-pamby. We talked about it.
Yeah, let's be honest, they shouldn't have beat Auburn.
No. But here's something else.
31.
Now that I'm done griping. You just subscribe to the channel. I'm breaking it. We broke this a month before anybody else did. You can go back on channel right now and find it. It's the picture of me like this with a mic and picture of money around the edge of the screen. And look when I broke it. But here's what I don't like. When other people started talking about this, they said, well, Saban's done because he can't compete anymore. So, okay.
I mean, he's getting older.
If he can't compete anymore, and since Saban retired because, well, it's just all leaving now. That's the only reason it is. I mean, but he can't do the tide. But Bear's dead and you're digging up his bones. Dang.
That's funny.
Tell me, who was number 2 in recruiting this year?
Alabama.
And who's the head coach now?
Killing DeBoer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who has had the number 1 recruiting classes more than anybody?
Saban.
All through the all through the portal, through NILs. Well, he just couldn't buy players and keep them at Alabama no more. Everybody gets to pay them now. They've always paid players.
Yeah, he still did a good job. He's got a mind.
Players
like no
have
other.
always been paid. So stop telling the story that the only reason Saban retired is because it's more even now. He's been dominating when it was NIL and portal was going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's always.
Did he win the title? No. Georgia did twice. But who's recruiting these kids? Them and Bama. Georgia and Bama. And Georgia and Bama. Go look at the stats. I don't tell you a lie. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear he's getting out of it because it's more even now. What?
I don't believe that. I mean,
why? What? But
he won.
I can prove it's not because you can look back and see who was number one recruiting class year after year after year after year.
Right.
And it ain't like you just. Well, Bama finished 27th in recruiting this year. Now that I'd go, well, they fell off because things is just evened out now, and it's just more even. And Saban can't just buy players anymore. They finished 27th in recruiting. They finished second. All
right, guys, he won 6 in 17 years. That also means he didn't win it 11 times. So it's always been competitive.
And the years he didn't win it, he lost in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always been competitive. I mean, I don't think it may be more competitive, but it wasn't like he was just winning it every year and drilling everybody.
He just can't keep up no more, Dean. It's the playing field's even.
The only time.
No, it's not even. Why can't Louisiana Monroe go recruiting by these players? Because it's not even. Stop saying that.
The only team he had, to me, that just had no trouble with anybody was the
2020 team.
Yeah.
They just beat all right everybody. Mac and all them, that team was Waddle and Smith. And
Florida played them closer than anybody, but Florida came from behind to make it close. It wasn't like it was back and forth.
They had like 8 first-round
Yeah, that was a special team.
Insane.
But, I mean, some of them teams he had that were so loaded didn't even win it.
No.
Didn't even win the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, no knock against him. It's always been competitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the year Ohio State, well, that they won it. But Lane Kiffin took a Blake Sims-led quarterback team.
Yeah, he did. And they were up in that game at one time. Now, the Ohio State, obviously.
Ben Coker won one.
Coker won one, but they had to fight to win it.
And that's just coaching. Guys, let me just say again, it's not the field is even now and Saban retired because it's more even. Do you know how many players in the first round that Bama's put in the NFL more than any other team? It's not even close. So if it's rigged, like people kid about, then the NFL's on it too. Saban's not a good coach. All the players are not good, and the NFL is in on it just for some reason to prop Bama up, like they can pay them a bunch of money because they don't have the money like Texas and A&M does. But if money won titles, who would be the champs? A&M and Texas every year. Notre Dame would be the national champions every year.
Well, he gets good players. I mean, Trayvon Diggs. I was not crazy about Trayvon Diggs at Alabama. I thought he was good, but he went pro early. And I'm like, what's he doing? Guys, he goes and leads the NFL in interceptions. So they get studs. Their players are good.
It's just insulting to don't say you cover football, please. You can be just a jackhammer fan and go out here and whack around and be funny. Tennessee, Auburn fans and whatever, Georgia, that's fine. Well, Alabama, Nick Saban retired because it's more even. Okay, that's funny, but that's not reality.
Not true. Yeah.
Because on a macro level, not micro, a macro level, that's not how it is. So the DeBoer era has begun as of March the 8th. They've started up. They'll run through the 17th of March and have their days here. And then the kids are having spring break. I think it'll be week after around here.
Yeah.
April the 13th will be a day game. I think it's at 2:00 Central. Milroe and Ty Simpson are taking most snaps. From what we heard, had music playing during practice.
Wow. I'm not a big fan of that, but a lot of people are.
Playing music. Energy was high on the field. Guys are running around, not walking to stations. Coaches are getting on their players. Coach Womack was yelling at his linebackers with Coach Roach. He's getting on their butts.
Yelling, huh?
Yeah, he was getting on them. They had the offensive coach, Coach Sheridan, was down there with the quarterbacks, Milroe, Ty Simpson, and we also seen Austin Mack. He did throw some balls, and from reporters saying Austin Mack is a head taller than anybody on the field.
Than anybody.
Head taller. He was the quarterback. Now, the new quarterback looks like he's going to be good. Running backs, Jam and Haynes are the guys. Haynes was taking first round handoffs.
They're it, right?
Yes.
There's no doubt.
No doubt.
Okay.
The guys on the sideline are right here telling me, and Haynes is taking the first round handoffs. Okay.
I'm looking at it.
And Jam is also taking them too. Now, freshman.
I like Jam.
Richard Young, and of course the Daniel Hill guy. Daniel Hill is good. Now, I told y'all about him last year. He's come in. He's a new young player. Keep your eyes open for Hill in the running back spot. You'll probably see him in the A-Day game. Also, offensive line center Parker Brasfold. He is from Washington.
Same what Haynes did in high school.
He's the center. He come from Washington that a lot of guys talked about, but James Brockheimer was the one snapping the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is again.
Go to it.
It's not like I'm really breaking big news, but there's not a lot of people going to tell you this.
Right.
They're not even going to tell you who's snapping the ball. They're just going to say, well, the guy from Washington come over, so he's probably going to be the one snapping the ball. That's what you get. You get jack wagon shows. Not a show that's been done 226 of just me and him together. Plus, I've done another 200 shows by myself.
You've done at least that.
I'm telling you.
And I've missed some.
I'm telling you.
He's probably done 400.
James Brockmeyer is the one taking the snaps. Okay. The Parker kid that come from Washington, we thought he would be the new center. He's not.
Well, a lot of times you think that stuff, and that's just not the way it is.
He's a junior. He was at Alabama last year. From left to right now. Mm-hmm. Here's your lineup. Left tackles. Pritchett's left tackle. Booker is left guard.
Good.
Brockmeyer's the center we just mentioned.
Very good.
The Jaden kid is a right guard. Jaden Roberts. Mm-hmm. And then the Wilkin Formby is going to be your right tackle. So those are guys cross line. We'll go back through it again. Pritchett, Booker, Brockmeyer at center. And on the right side, you got Jaden Roberts and Wilkin Formby. Now, I think I got two more here. These are just D-backs and some of the D-line. Okay, Bama D-backs at Spring. Hurley, guy coming from USC. Damian Jackson, the Macumba kid that come from Clay Chalkle. Right. He was out there taking reps with the first team. He played with the second team, but he took reps with the first.
Macumba.
Yeah, because he's that good. It don't seem, from what our people are telling us, it didn't seem like he's going to start.
Well, just a freshman.
But
so was Caleb. Sorry.
Yes, but
he's just a freshman, but so was Caleb Downs.
Yes, but he's taking some snaps with the first team. Now Brown and of course Mincy, our guys are going to be back here. Coach Womack again, right here on the card. Loud coaching, coaching them up. That's the words reported right there from Alabama. Linebackers Lawson.
No, we love him.
Campbell.
Love him.
Alexander. Jefferson. Caden Jones. I like him. And Sterling Dixon.
Well, let me ask you about somebody. I didn't hear you mention him in there, and we liked him over the year. Was Amos? Yeah, he left. Where did he go?
I think they're at.
I wonder why he left, because he was going to be pretty good.
Amos go? Did he go to Georgia?
He might have. I
think he did. I think he went to Georgia.
Let me see.
Yeah, he's not there. If it ain't on this list, he ain't there.
Well, I just thought he was very good.
He was.
Or going to be.
He could have been, but he decided he didn't want to roll the tide. So you know what they say.
Amos.
He just roll on somewhere. Now, defensive line. Here's my guy, and I got a little star put next to him, Dino, so I'm already going to say defensive line. Who was my guy? Who did I brag on last year on defensive line?
Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me you bragged on them all the time. What's it start with?
Okay. Keenan kid.
Keenan, yes.
Tim Keenan. I like him. I like how he plays. Huh?
Trey Evans went to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, yeah. And him, yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. He's going to go play for Golden, who he didn't even like when he was here. But
right.
Tim Keenan,
yes.
Tim Smith, Fago, Renaud, Renaud, and then Hill, and then Beeman.
Their D-line's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I think Alabama's going to have a good defense.
And that linebacker crew I just mentioned, Campbell, Lawson, Alexander, Dixon. Look.
Well, especially Lawson and Campbell.
I know.
And Malachi Moore's back too, right?
I didn't see him on here nowhere.
No, he may be gone. Yeah. He may be.
Graduating.
Yeah. He's been playing a while.
So Lawson and Campbell, we know. We've seen them play last year. But I'm going to tell you right here, I put a star by this guy, and I go watch some of his old film. Caden Jones, he's different. Well, he played some last year in different packages, coming in and out. Very good. The only black cap that our reports have here, which black cap means no contest, besides the quarterbacks, was the C.J. Dupree, the tight end guy.
He's got it.
Yeah, he had a black cap on. He just means he can't have no contact. So he may have.
But he's probably going to be that tight end anyway.
Yeah, he must be dealing with some kind of injury.
So Milroe.
Him and Simpson are taking most of the
I just can't imagine Milroe, and I've had more than one person say this to me. They don't think he's going to be their quarterback. No, you're not one of those people.
I'm just telling you what people listening. Milroe is taking the snaps as the first team quarterback.
He is going to be their quarterback.
He's the quarterback, no doubt.
And
he's not moving positions. He's not. Well, you think he would said over there on Twitter one day, but no, he's your quarterback. Jalen Milroe, starting quarterback, Alabama.
Okay, I've got a good question.
Tyson will be backing him up.
Where would they people even get that from? But it can't be because he had a bad game against Michigan. Let's be for real.
Yeah, it's just that. People just talking.
Penix had a bad game against Michigan.
Just talking. Yeah, they had a bunch of 25-year-old men. They're supposed to be good.
I mean, they put pressure on you.
Well, he kept that team together for that reason to win a title, and hey, tips off to him, and he took off to NFL, and
Yeah, he'll do good.
Yeah.
See the Chargers coach?
Yeah.
And he played there some.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Now
we don't have to get into that.
Changing gears, the last team here, the old Auburn War Tigers.
How are the Auburn War Tigers doing? They're doing good in basketball, but how are they in football?
You want the good or the bad? Now listen. Now
they're going to be better.
You can say, "Oh, he got that A hanging up back there. He's a Bammer. He don't give equal coverage." What kind? Here I'm going to give you. Listen, I'm going to tell you what it is. I got sideline stuff right here on the field. People seeing it. I'm getting it right here, right from people that was at practice. I'm writing it on this card from people that were on the sidelines. I'll start with the bad first.
Okay.
And any real Auburn fan, Anthony, if he's watching, whoever's Auburn fan will tell you, if they're real Auburn fans, they'll go, yeah, he's right. Unfortunately.
I have noticed that about some Auburn fans. They'll tell you. They're straight up and honest. We're not good, or we're not
defensive backfield. They're in
good shape.
Bad.
Oh Lord.
A lot of.
You can't have.
They just ain't played a lot, man.
You can't have a bad secondary.
Just they hadn't played. Everybody left. Everybody, going to the next, going on, moving on, go to the draft. They had like 7 guys invited to the combine.
Oh.
Auburn Tigers' second year of the freeze warning is in full effect. They'll be back in pads on the field Tuesday. We'll have somebody down there watching, so y'all can come back next Sunday and know more about your Auburn Tigers.
Damn it, Anthony.
Get after it, son. C1N player, big time player, which is the Cam Newton, that whole team stuff he does. He's got a guy, CJ Willie from Inner City Atlanta there, wide receiver. He's going to be there Tuesday. Now, how many people know that?
Not many.
More breaking news. And then next week, somebody will say, CJ Willie showed up to Auburn last week. We've read about that. I'm telling you today, he's going to be there Tuesday. April the 6th is the day that Coach Freeze has picked for their spring Tiger Day, A-Day game. They'll be taking in full effect. Now, here's the bad news. The word new, it don't mean bad. It just means new.
Mm-hmm.
But if they want to win 8 or 9 games, then they're going to have to score a bunch of points.
He probably needs to win 8 this year to get people off his back.
Safety-wise, they're missing people. You're going to see some new faces. Caleb Wooden, he's going to be a guy that's going to have to be this spring at their spring game. Caleb Wooden is going to have to be better. He's going to have some shoes to fill. He's going to be – I think he's the only one with any experience back.
No, in the secondary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now the outside corner guy, Keontae Scott, he's got to be better. These guys are just going to have to play better because the Kaufman guy was so good last year. He's gone. Okay, these guys have moved on to go on. So Hood and Love will be two guys that need to fill in on these spots. Talking about playing outside corner or those type of spots. So Hood and Love are those guys. Robinson and there's a Thompson guy that come in from Texas that could fill some spot. He's got some playing time, so we'll see how it turns out.
He's got some experience
for Thompson, and he's from Texas. We'll see how it kind of turns out now. More of the defensive side of the ball. Lee and, of course, the McGriff guy. McGriff is back. Now, he's played some too. And then J.D. Rhyme, R-H-Y-M.
R-H-Y-M. Yeah, that'd be Rhyme.
J.D. Rhyme, big name, played at Valdosta High School. So he's good.
Yeah, I would think.
He had 54 tackles last year at Auburn. JD, you Tigers, they need you this year. You're going to have to be better. Now, all the talk, and that's some of the worries. But you heard a few names in there that's played a little bit last year. But offense.
Yeah.
How much have you seen Facebook shared post? Auburn got Cam Coleman, 5-star plus, 6'3", 240 pounds of I think he's about 6'3", 220. Big, strong runner.
He's like the other Ryan Williams.
Julio, he's bigger than Ryan.
Yeah. But him and Ryan Williams are 1 and 2, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And Ryan won Mr. Football Alabama, and how Cam, he run it back to back. And how Cam did, I don't know. I don't know. Right. Just numbers. So your wide receivers, Coleman and Thompson. Thompson is probably going to be on the way. But what's going to happen is the guys like Cam Brown, if he don't get better, he has a lot of these Auburn receivers. You remember games they dropped the ball?
Yeah.
Thrawn can only do, hit you in the hands when you drop it.
Yeah, I didn't think there was games he didn't play bad.
A lot of drops. So Mr. Cam Brown, Coleman will take your spot. He's a 5-star plus out of high school.
You think he's going to be the real deal right off the bat?
I think so. Phoenix City, they play high-level football. They know what's going on. Michael Riley, tight end. I don't know now how much with Derek Nix is calling offense now.
Yeah, Derek Nix from Etowah, if y'all didn't know that. There's a
See, who else is telling you this, guys? Y'all got to subscribe.
And guys, him and Carnell was in the same backfield.
Tell somebody, man, this locker room sports, they give us news that I'm not hearing everywhere else. And then we hear it a week later and I heard that on locker room over there. Matt Todd said that.
Derek Nix, yeah. Was it Southern Miss, wasn't he? Or was he at Southern? Where did he come from, Nix? Now, I may be thinking about his brother. His brother was also a defensive coordinator. Now, Derek's going to be the offensive coordinator, right?
So I'm curious to see. I brought his name up because of this O'Reilly kid, the tight end. I'm curious how tight ends are going to be used in this offense.
Right.
I don't know.
It's going to be a little different, huh?
Courtney Taylor and, of course, Jay Fair. These are guys for receivers that you're going to have to be paying attention to. Now, the biggest question that I always get when I'm walking down the road, Big Matt, we love the show, talking about some basketball and stuff, but how's Auburn going to be in the quarterback room? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I wondered the same thing.
This is where you want to snuggle up to the phone. Just go ahead and pull the blanket on up close there and let's know Uncle Matt here. Peyton Thrawn is your starting quarterback.
Yes, returning.
Now, you can see by the look on my face, it's kind of disgusting, podcast listeners that are not seeing us. I'm kind of squinting like somebody's cut the cheese here in the room because that's what I'm just not a fan.
You're not a big fan. I think he runs the ball good, but you got to be able to throw in this league.
If they can't, okay, I'll say this and I'll move to the next two guys and we'll get off here.
I got a good question.
If these three guys, and I'm going to tell you here, don't work out, and he don't get a guy out of the portal in the spring when it's open again, Auburn may be another 6 or maybe 7. Pushing 8 would be a huge season.
We'll see what you got here. You got
I
6.
don't see him winning 8 games. I don't see this quarterback winning you guys 8 games. Not with that defense.
Well, ask me a question. Let me ask you a question. We know he's not 1 through 5. Probably. So would you put him in? He's not 5 through 10 top quarterbacks. He's 11 through 16, right?
Yeah.
He's not the worst quarterback in the conference, is he? I guess that's the question I'm asking you.
I guess what the kids would say now, he's mid. That's a term. Not good, but mid means he just kind of gets by. He can control the game, I guess. And we'll talk next week about their running game, and I want to get more into that. And I didn't have enough info on that, so I wanted to wait before I spilled into the running game so I could get all my ducks lined up before I just give you half information, because I don't want to do that. I want to treat our fans with utmost respect, that you have knowledge of the game just like we do. We're all just over here hanging out. But he's going to have to throw the ball. Now, they got people to throw it to.
Yeah, he's got to.
I'll just give you some good names here. Coleman, Thompson, the Thompson kid should be on his way. Cam Brown is going to have to be better. Taylor, and then Jay Fair. So,
wow,
I'm just not. I just don't see him winning a bunch of games.
I don't either, Matt. And he may be improved, but obviously we know who the top quarterbacks in the conference are. Will be Ewers and Nico, of course. Vandergriff might be Brady Cook. I don't know where Peyton fits in there.
There's a guy.
Milroe's going to be good.
Auburn is trying to. I mean, they have some other guys.
I got to mention Beck.
Yeah,
Sorry.
absolutely. A freshman from Savannah, Georgia, the Griner kid, 6'3", 212 pounds. He's on campus at Auburn, redshirt sophomore, and of course Hank Brown, redshirt freshman, then Walker White, freshman.
Transfer. I saw him. I saw something.
Now Hank Brown, he played at Lipscomb. Okay, 22 champs.
Yeah,
3,200 yard passing, 47 touchdowns, 3 picks on the year. It's pretty good.
Do you think that
Hank Brown, Lipscomb,
Freeze knows something we don't?
Lipscomb's in Tennessee.
There may be somebody. The portal's going to open up again, right? When?
That'll be after spring, probably in April.
I mean, has he got something is he on the down low? Is there a big name coming in?
No, they're all took. Some people assume Cam Ward. He went to Miami.
Yeah.
It's been told through my sources that I keep up with for Auburn. Hugh Freeze said he don't want to. Let me take these. My ears are burning.
Oh, yeah. Good. You don't think nothing about it till you take them off.
Hugh Freeze don't want to throw a wrench in the system in the locker room in Auburn. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Imagine being Hank Brown or Walker White or Peyton Thron.
And somebody else comes in.
And Cam Ward shows up.
Yeah. And none of you's going to be the quarterback.
Why, he really likes us. He cares about us. No, I want to win. You guys are a bunch of jackwagons. If you want to transfer, then go ahead and get out, and we're going to win games here at Auburn. I'm tired of being the good old buddy network. We're going to smoke cigars and talk about Yellowwood lumber on the sideline, and we're going to win 7 games next year. And I'm the laughing stock of the SEC, and what people said about me is I just can't never really win a lot of big games, and just I can throw some stuff together once in a while. He's probably the defensive coordinator guy from Maryland.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then Nick's, but the coordinator guy, there's a lot of keying going on, laughing behind closed doors about him hiring that guy.
Really?
Yes. So if he feels like if he goes in the portal and brings in a quarterback, it may cause disarray in the locker room, and he may lose them. I could too. But what do you want to do? Keep the kids happy or win? If you don't win, guess what? You'd be bumping on down the road.
I think he needs to win 8. I don't think they'll fire him, but to keep him off his back, he needs to win 8. And I don't know that they can. Their schedule's brutal. You got Auburn, Georgia.
Thrawn, who had started up.
Alabama and Georgia, LSU.
Yeah, Auburn's schedule, dude, they play the best 2 teams in the conference on a
regular
lock. Georgia, Bama.
every year.
And now they're going to add Texas and Oklahoma in the mix too next coming years.
Yeah.
Texas for sure is going to be trouble. Thrawn, who had played 2 seasons up at Michigan State before coming down here, giving up some of his stats and something FBS starter. And this Griner kid I just mentioned, that's from Savannah. He appeared in 5 games last season, completing 5 of 15 pass attempts and with interceptions. Brown, I mentioned that he was 7 for 9, threw for 132 yards against Maryland in their loss in the ball game.
7 for 9.
Yeah, I mean, he just come in and did mop up, dude. Maryland, they shouldn't. Yeah, they lost the ball game. Remember, they got embarrassed.
Yeah,
I wasn't really
bad.
Yeah, I wasn't preparing for the ball game. I was recruiting players. Idiot! What kind of comment is that?
Yeah,
why would he say that? That's as bad as Kelly's at the halftime. Notre Dame Bama saying, "I just hope they don't come back out after halftime."
That was funny.
You can't say that.
I mean, he got in trouble over it, but that was hilarious. I guess that was a compliment to Alabama.
Yes, it was, but you can't do.
No.
Freeze fired Philip Montgomery and brought in Derek Nix. Nix, who has spent the past 16 seasons at Ole Miss, is Auburn's 7th offensive coordinator in many years. He hasn't been a play caller, though. Freeze is expected to have a more direct role in the scheme, along with new quarterbacks coach Kent Austin, who's a veteran assistant, who was
I've heard of him.
Offensive coordinator under Freeze at Liberty. Of course, he come with him. The limiting question is whoever that Auburn will pursue at quarterback in the spring portal. Although Thrawn has not been the most efficient passer, there's potential for growth and so on and so forth. Now, here's the other guy. Remember, I've been telling you for a week. Walter White, Matt, you ain't told us about him. Why are you not studying on him? He's going to be our guy. Auburn fans on Twitter page right now watching. When I said Walter White, we probably just gained another 500 views. Little Rock, Arkansas Christian Academy. Walter White, 4-star kid. 4,000 yards, 48 touchdowns his senior year, 1,300 rushing, 21 rushing touchdowns.
21 rushing touchdowns.
Good play action kid, but he needs to work on his touch on the ball, which is he's 18 years old.
I like the fact that he played at Lipscomb.
No, that's the other
I mean, the other kid.
Yeah, Hank Brown.
Yeah.
He's a passer.
I mean, that's what I meant. I like the one.
Hank Brown played at Lipscomb, won the championship, over 3,200 yards.
Yeah.
But White, he's from Arkansas Christian Academy.
They're talking a lot about him.
A lot, because he's going to fit. If you throw for four grand and 48 touchdowns and run for 1,321 on the ground,
my gosh.
He fits Freeze's RPO style. Yes.
5,300 yards and 70 touchdowns, guys.
Walter White. So he's a 4-star kid. His problem is just what I said. He needs work on his touch on the football, throwing those little timing patterns in the corner end zone, and you can work on that. You can work on those things.
Yes.
But Hank Brown, however, he is a guy. Now this kid, this is 24/7 Sports. I didn't have him on my report, and this Holden Griner kid from Savannah is on this report through ESPN. But it wasn't on the report that I got.
So do you think there's a good chance that
Walter White,
Brown or White dethrones?
I don't know what Auburn's going to do.
Peyton?
I just can't get behind him.
I'm being honest. He didn't have great passing stats.
I'm just being honest. I was never an Ashford. The only thing Ashford can throw was a good punch trying to knock that guy off Cam. That's the best thing he's ever thrown.
I wasn't a big Ashford.
He can't hit the –
He can run the ball.
He's a receiver athlete. He's not.
They've got to get out of this.
Somebody lied to him somewhere down the line. And I'm sorry. He's probably a nice kid, and he may catch me out here and sucker punch me in the back like he hit that guy that was dragging on Cam Newton at that fight. And that's fine. And I don't mean to insult you personally, but watching him play, obviously I'm right because they moved him from quarterback. He just wasn't the guy.
Right. No, he was not.
And
that happened.
And Thrawn was just a little better, but that don't mean he's good. Auburn's got a quarterback problem still. Brown or White. There's your color crayon box. Pick one, because I don't think it's Thrawn. But if he don't beat him out, does Freeze go to the portal and say, God, this is just no better than it was? What am I going to do?
I got a feeling he may go to the portal.
Defensive backfield is,
I think he's got some people coming in.
Defensive front up line, they're going to be okay.
I'm excited. I'm anxious. I don't want to say excited because it's a week away, but I'm anxious to hear about the running backs. Pretty good.
Yeah. They're supposed to be.
Good as the past few years.
I don't know.
Bigsby, Hunter.
Yeah. I don't know. That's some of those are generational nearly talents.
Yeah, Bigsby was pretty good, which we thought he would be.
Man, yeah. When I seen that picture of him in high school,
when you talk to a kid that says, I went to try to tackle him, and it just wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen. I just rolled off of it. They didn't even slow him down. So,
what's up, Aaron? Jeff, good to see you, Mr. Bicuspid.
Hope you're doing good, Jeff.
Jeremy Scott, roll tide to you there, and a War Eagle to Mr. Anthony Chambers. AC gets to catch us on some, and Birds to go Dogs. So we kind of give you a good idea of how most of that's going, but I want to get more. I only have a little bit of intel on these running backs for spring, and Auburn goes on the field Tuesday. So Tuesday I'll have some more.
How many days has Alabama done? 2?
Yeah, I think so. And
the spring's pretty rough in college football, isn't it?
Yeah, they go 2 weeks.
They get a lot.
3 days a week. I wouldn't say that, no.
I found out.
They don't. They have the shorts. And
I talked to a guy Tuesday or Wednesday that had coached in the Canadian League for a summer. Coached the D-line up there, and I found out some interesting stuff. They play 18 ball games, and they cannot hit any during the season. None. No contact.
How are you supposed to get better at tackling when you'd only tackle Friday night at a game or Saturday?
And I think they have 12 on the field. And Canadian football used to be huge. It's gone down some. There's not as many teams.
Nate Manziel went up there and played some.
But did he?
I think after he left.
But, supposedly, I don't know if it is anymore, but one time it was like AAA.
Yeah.
Your best players that didn't play in the NFL were playing.
Yeah. Well, Doug Flutie.
Canadian. Right. Doug Flutie, Ricky Williams, Rocket.
Yeah.
But now it's probably this league AJ McCarron and them are in. What is that, the XFL?
No, they've merged this UFL.
UFL.
Yeah, he's with Missouri, the Battle Cats. Battle Hawks or Battle Cats.
Yes.
But Bo Scarborough is a 2-time national champion through the Stallions, and they're going to make another run at it. We'll start covering them some first of the month.
He's had an excellent career with them. I'm proud of him.
Scarborough, yeah.
I thought he would make a pro team, and he may end up. But Bo Scarborough was pretty good.
I think he just see him on podcast on the Bama Standard stuff. He seems happy.
He's just happy with that.
Making pretty good money. I mean,
he's done well.
You make 6-figure income.
He was the most valuable player in the league.
I mean, if you make $20 million or $1 million, what's really
don't have to play as many games. Well, they play 10. 11.
Yeah, but I mean, what's the difference? I know that's stupid. What's the difference in $1 million and $20 million, $19 million? But with $1 million, if that's your salary, then you can buy a house, you got a car, you got food to eat. I mean,
yeah, and he's getting to play. He's carrying the ball. If he goes to the Chicago Bears, he may just be on special teams. Nothing against that, but he may want to play more.
Yeah, I mean, so I'll take a $19 million pay cut to play, and I've got what I need. He's a real – talking to him and watching him, y'all go watch him. Mm-hmm. Very humble, just – he grew up just sardines and crackers. Mm-hmm. You're going to pay me $1 million, I'm going to get to play football? I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Well, or
you're going to pay me 20 to run the ball about 20 times a year. I think I'll take one and play.
Yeah.
And I'll deal with the missing that $19 million. I think I can live on it. When I lived with my mom making $15,000 a year, I think I'll be okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's getting to touch the ball.
Humble beginnings.
That shows you that some of them, it's just about playing.
Yeah.
They just won't play.
I think
and McCarron, too.
I might be wrong.
He don't want to go be no backup
He
somewhere.
loves the game. McCarron does, too. And most of those guys in UFL, that's why I like watching it. They just love the game.
They just like it. Yeah, they don't want to go be a backup somewhere, a third team.
You don't have to be. You can go play UFL.
Which I always thought McCarron could have started.
Well, Cincinnati messed him over, and Pac-Man Jones messed all that up.
Oh, they nearly won that game.
Yeah, well, his mouth got him a penalty.
Him and Perfect, hit old Antonio Brown, who's never been the same. And Cam's never been the same. I'm telling you, those guys took shots to the head.
There's something wrong with him.
There wasn't at one time, I think. And so what does the NFL do about it? They schedule an extra game.
We're so concerned about play safety and concussion protocols. No, you're not. You're a liar. Will Smith dropped a movie and scared a bunch of people.
He did. True story.
To try to scare a bunch of people. And it's true, 1 out of 100. 1 out of 100 people that's played football. I know thousands of people that never shot themselves or wanted to ever shoot themselves. Thousands of people that we could talk about that never. Who? LT? You want to talk about scrambled brains? He never wanted to kill himself. But you get one story. They put it in Hollywood and they scare a bunch of mamas because they don't want little boys being tough and playing football. That's why. Because they're trying to demasculinize society. They'd rather the boys paint their fingernails and act a different way. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
But why else would you want not people to play football?
But my point was, and I agree with you 100%, but the NFL acted very concerned. They've ruined games.
Let's play another game. You don't care. That's your line.
They've ruined games over calls.
Hypocrites.
And then they schedule another game.
Well, you were concerned about safety, and then you play another game. Don't say that.
I'm okay with it.
We're concerned with safety. We're going to cut the NFL season from 16 to 12.
Yeah, or 14.
Sounds like they're concerned about safety, Ty. They're going to play less games.
Oh, and the players were like, what?
We're concerned about safety. Let's add another game. Like the high school rankings people, it's all about the kids, but we want $100 for that picture. Hey, you guys on Facebook, you got to take them pictures down.
Yeah.
Why? So they can sell them because it's about the kids. No, it ain't. It's about money. So y'all have a great week. Bundle up tonight. Don't turn the heat off, Dean.
I heard.
Tonight and tomorrow. Freezing.
I heard.
Freezing. Spring is here, and we're going to have another 2 nights of freezing. Be pretty days tomorrow. So,
but it's going to be cold.
Go enjoy some baseball, softball through the week. Go back and on YouTube again and watch these media days if you want to watch them. And this week, some teams are playing some region games. Most teams are going to start next week, and some teams are going to be. I think Kobe said this week they're going like Birmingham and play it. With a big field down there.
Yeah, they did that.
They did it last year.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, Cole said they're doing something next week too. So, and Coach Henderson, Center Boys, they got some stuff going on.
When is their spring break?
I think it's
week after next.
Yeah, I think it's week after. Okay. So, just turn the heat on, bundle up tonight, and keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God as always.
Yeah, great show. We enjoyed
good show.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel. All this news. Nick Saban, why he quit 5 months ago. Names of these players. I'm telling you who's playing these positions. We're dropping knowledge on you about the guy from Wallace at Auburn.
Yeah, I don't know if people know that. They might not. Yes, he played it at Wallace.
Tell somebody. Locker room sports talk. We do like to have fun and laugh a little bit. Who don't? But it's serious, and we take what we do serious. And I study on this stuff. I get a lot of information. I stay up for hours reading and researching this stuff to get news to tell people about. It's what we like to do. We research stuff and share it with y'all. Subscribe to the channel and tell somebody. Hit the thumbs up too.
SEC tournament this week. Big day Friday. Looks like we may have Alabama and Auburn will definitely be playing, but looks like they may have some tough matchups. Both of them.
I know how it's going to turn out.
It's set up for Kentucky and Tennessee to meet for the 3rd time, which will be a classic. I doubt that happens. That usually don't in tournaments, but good luck to Alabama and Auburn.
Yep. Stay warm. See y'all guys.